your boy Insight here. It's a
What's
Monday.
up?
And my man Cap. So Cap, I coined this the recap with Cap.
The recap with Cap.
You like that?
I can get down with that. I like it.
I think it fit real well to recap with Cap.
There you go. I like it.
So it just came to me, and that's what happens, and that's it. So this is a big card, obviously, and big cards deserve big attention, even though it's Monday. And what are you sipping on there, Cap?
I have got me a special lime infused water right here.
Yes.
It's called Dos Equis.
and you always drink responsible.
Always, dude.
Always.
I haven't been drunk in like 3 years, man.
I know. Well, you got to watch when you have those house guests. What happens over there, man? So you got to be ready.
That's right. That's right.
Captain's got to protect his homestead.
That's right.
Don't mess with them Texas boys.
Now, if it comes to something else like this,
yes,
I don't have a limit there.
That's kind of funny. Yeah, there's no limit there. I remember though, back in my day, a little history lesson. The regular weed was like dirt weed. It was like dirt weed before Kind Bud was like really out there, right? And I like that. I smoke a blunt, like the Kind Bud. Yeah. But we went to Rutgers. A couple of my buddies that got really into it, and I hit like the bong, and like I stopped after that. I was too much.
Oh, see, this is what you need in your life right here. Something like this. I know I showed y'all this one, but this is what you need.
I don't need it.
You might change your mind after hitting this a couple of times.
Maybe. I mean, you never know, but it's pretty serious. You're still young. It's I think it's easier when you're younger, just so you know.
I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah. So here we go. So we'll go through the prelims first so we could bore some people. It's a great card. I paid for it. And I hate the commercials, Cap. I hate the commercials.
Oh my God.
I think it should be illegal.
Since when do we have commercials on the pay-per-view?
They've had it for a while. Trim your nose hair, some stupid movie. Jake Gyllenhaal's filming and delaying for that crap. Was he fighting Kevin Lee? What was that?
Dude, I have no idea. I actually have a buddy that I made through MMA Twitter that actually was at those fights, and he said that they were taking like several takes of that shot with Jake Gyllenhaal and whoever the other guy was.
Donnie Darko. The funny part is, it's like when actors do steroids, they look great.
When actors,
like Edward Norton in American History X, he's jacked to the gills.
Well, with celebrities, it's different. That's the only way they can get jacked really quick.
But it's cool.
With celebrities, it's looked at as cool. Like, oh, look, he got jacked really quick.
And they make him look nice jacked. They don't make him look steroid jacked. They make him look just like, damn, look at Edward Norton all ripped up.
Yeah, they got something figured out.
Yeah, or Jamie Foxx.
The fighters don't got figured out.
Well, the fighters, they want, I think, stamina steroids or like, or I don't know. They get carried away with it. Anyway, so we'll run through these. First one, Loki versus Esteban. The decision, I didn't see it. You didn't see it?
No, unfortunately, I had to go pick up my mother-in-law from the airport at the beginning of all of this. So
do you like her?
I didn't see the first couple of fights.
You like her?
Who's that?
You like your mother-in-law?
Oh yeah, dude, she's cool. She's cool, dude.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'm one of the rare cases, I guess. Apparently, nobody likes their mother-in-law. I actually like mine. She's cool.
All right. Well, hey, good for you, man. I'm not a hater. The next one is Bashart versus Damon Blackshear. I know that name. He lost 29-20. So 2 decisions to start the card. Probably the 2 worst fights on the card then, right?
I mean, I guess so, considering I I didn't see him. I'm gonna go ahead and put it in that category myself.
Now we got Tabitha Ricci versus Jessica Pena. Pena got armbarred. Pena's, I'm
Yeah,
surprised she's still there.
man, I had Jessica in that fight. I had a lot of confidence that she could get it done. I actually had a little bit of money on her, but
Really? She let you down a lot.
she let me down. Yeah, she let me down, and I can't say that I'm super surprised. We all knew like Tabitha, she's the real deal, dude. But man, I've been a Jessica Penne fan for so long.
Yeah.
I had to go with her, dude, but I was wrong. She let me down.
You know who the real deal is? Blanchfield.
Oh yeah, dude. I wouldn't be surprised if we see her become champion in the next couple of years.
And she's a Jersey girl.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. Now, question. Next fight is Cameron Sammy. He's not related to Josh, the one that passed away, right? Is it spelled different?
Say that one more time.
Remember the fighter, the fighter that passed away from cancer? We didn't even know he was sick, and then he was dead, kind of like Rumble.
Oh yeah.
Josh. Let me see if it's spelled the same. Josh Salmon. Yeah, spelled the same.
No, yeah, it is spelled the same. Obviously not the same guys. But I mean, honestly,
wait, I don't see Josh's name here spelled like that.
Okay, I do remember this fight. I was trying to think back. I was actually disappointed in that fight as well. I really, man, I hate to sound like a casual or I don't know what I'm talking about, but who won that fight?
Looks like Salmon won, but I don't see the Josh guy. Maybe it's spelled totally different.
Didn't he?
Samman. Yeah, so it's not spelled the same.
Is that the one where in the first round there was like 2 nut shots back to back?
I gotta tell you, I didn't see. I started watching when Ian Gary came on, so I didn't see this fight either.
Okay,
but it looks like it was. Oh, I did see this one. Yeah, this is the young kid. He's like 22. He looked good.
Yeah, he looks younger than me.
Yeah, and he looked tiny.
Yeah, and he looked smaller than me, and that's saying something.
He fought hard. Yeah.
No, yeah, you're right. He did fight hard, but didn't he land 2 back-to-back nut shots in the first round?
Hey, man, if you're not cheating, you're not trying. LaDainian Tomlinson.
Shit, I guess so.
All right, so now let's get to some real ones here.
Yeah, the next one, that was a good one.
You got Ian Gary. He did the Connor walk. And Song Kinnan, another Chinese fighter. Now, I got to say, Chinese fighters, Canadian fighters, they lose a lot. But Ian Gary kind of reminds me of the other Irish guy, Paddy, because they get hit clean as shit. You know
he got dropped in the first round. I thought it was over in that first round.
I thought he was getting stopped too.
Yeah. But he rallied. He came back in the next 2 rounds.
That's great and all, but that's not how champions do versus dudes like Song Kinnan. Like Connor's not getting dropped by that dude.
Exactly. Yeah, you're absolutely right. And that's something I pointed out as we were watching it live. I was like, because this guy, he always talks about how he's like the next Conor McGregor or whatever. He got dropped in the first round. He got hit with a clean shot.
Almost finished.
Yeah, he was almost done for. You're not going to see any shit like that happen to Conor or anyone in the top 5, really.
Not at that level.
Exactly.
Like Khabib's not getting dropped there. No champ is getting dropped by that dude and like talking like this. And I got to tell you, bad habits are hard to fix in this sport. So if you get hit clean a lot, then you're going to continue to get hit clean.
Yeah, and I would imagine that obviously I have no background with fighting or
But
training or
you
whatever.
watch dudes that get hit clean a lot.
Yeah, I would imagine that the more you get hit clean with shots like that, the more you get used to it, the more your body gets used to it. And that's just not a good way to win
No,
fights, man.
no. Eventually, you get hit clean, you go to sleep.
Well, of course, but I'm more talking about like I guess the more you're prepared for it, if you understand what I'm saying, the
Dude,
like mentally prepared to get hit like that, you're
yo,
more okay with keeping your hands low.
if he's champ level material, yeah, their hands are low because the distance should be controlled by them
Right,
if they're
right.
better, right?
But he wasn't controlling the distance
Yo,
as well
Patty
as
and
he.
him have been hit clean by the tomato cans that are not supposed to hit them at all. Like, what happens when a real dude hits them?
It's lights out.
Yeah.
I mean, they're fighting at 170, right?
Gary, I think Patty's smaller, right?
Yeah, Patty's 155, but Ian Gary is 170.
And he's
Um,
definitely he's a big 170. But again,
yeah, but
you're talking this champ stuff. Like
yeah,
Adesany's not getting hit clean by Whitaker.
no, and I would say like for him, like try to take a shot like that from Kamaru Usman or Leon Edwards and
Right.
see if you're still there.
And some of the guys that control distance real well, they allow the guy maybe to hit him. Like he was almost out. And then we saw him rally, and that people are only talking about the rally, which is great. But
Yeah, but
to me,
he lost that first round for sure.
You're not champ material if you get hit clean. And Patty gets hit clean with lefts all day by anybody.
Anybody, yeah.
Yeah. All right. So next up, we got Mark Antonio Barrel versus Julian Marquez. Now Marquez is a muscle guy, and if you know about fighting, muscle guys always fade.
Yep, no cardio. Real quick, I want to say one more thing about Ian Gary.
Okay.
I will say, after that first round, like watching him let his hands go, I was impressed. I was really impressed. I thought he had some really, really good striking. It just kind of seemed like in that first round he wouldn't let his hands go as much. And like you said, he wasn't controlling the distance as well as he should have.
I mean, maybe because he was on skates and he was getting tagged.
I mean, yeah, that's probably a big part of it.
Again, no champ gets dropped by one of the cans.
Yeah, definitely.
That's it.
But anyways, that was the last thing I wanted to say about that.
I mean, like, know what they do in Ireland? though? They hype up dudes, John Duddy in boxing. Like they always want somebody to be the next guy. You know,
they want another Conor McGregor.
But again, Conor was flawed too once he got to the upper echelon. These dudes are getting flawed versus the regular dudes.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, I definitely see what you're saying. I think for Ian Gary, he's still got a lot of work to do. I think we can at least both agree on that.
Yeah, I mean, can he fix it?
I guess we'll see. I mean, but it's like you said, it goes back to, I mean, if that's how you fight, it seems like that's how just a lot of dudes fight. They just like to fight with their hands low and go for it.
Well, he'll be losing. So anyway, Marquez next up. He gassed out, got beaten. Dunzo. I mean, he puts on good fights, but his gas tank is not built for longevity.
Yeah, I pretty much had him. It was the second round TKO. I pretty much had him getting finished Julian Marquez in the third round, if I remember correctly, just because he gasses every fight.
Right.
I didn't, man, I hate to say this and sound like a casual. I know I said that earlier, but I wasn't really paying a huge amount of attention to that fight.
Yeah.
I do know Julian gassed out like he always does.
Right. I mean, Julian would be a good like bouncer at the pub or like
Yeah.
yeah. So anyway, next up, this is a really good one.
Isn't that the guy that was trying to hit up Miley Cyrus or something?
Marquez?
Julian Marquez?
Is that's a little bit out of the league there.
But I think I'm gonna have to look it up and
why do you know this?
I'm on MMA Twitter. That's how I know.
Like we barely know who he is.
I believe that he called out Miley Cyrus for a date after one of his fights a couple of years ago, and she responded to him on Twitter. And then, man, I hate to say this and be talking about a completely different dude, but I'm pretty sure it's Julian Marquez.
You sure it wasn't Brian Ortega?
I don't know, but to save myself, I'm not going to say anything else, and I'm going to look it up.
All right.
Well, after we're done with this,
I'll start talking about the next fight.
There you go.
Rebus versus Vivian. Vivian is all jacked up. Rebus is like, the kind of pretty, kind of like whatever. She's been thrown to a lot of wolves. And in the first round, I was concerned about her.
Oh, yeah. I think we probably all were in the first round.
And then the second round, she jumped all over her. And I thought she should have let her up.
I thought she should have let her up several times.
Right?
I mean, her striking was obvious. It was obvious that it was so much better.
Once Vivian faded after the first round. Right?
Yeah. I mean, I got my wife over here sitting next to me.
She could be our person.
But I was telling her the whole time watching that fight, like, why are we on the ground right now? Why is she like, let's stand this up. Let's get the finish standing up.
Yo, who did that the other day? Dude was landing, and then DC was like, good time for a takedown when he was killing the dude on his feet when he wasn't supposed to. And then like he didn't win the fight because like he had to finish. I forgot who it was, but like DC's a great time for a takedown. I was like, yo, he's killing him on his feet.
Yeah, and that happens a lot with these fighters. It's like I think they're just more comfortable on the ground.
It was Chandler. Remember versus Dustin Poirier? He had him hurt. Maybe 2 more shots and he did a takedown.
Yeah, I do remember that. He did. You're right. But come on, Chandler don't need to be on the ground with Dustin Poirier.
And
that's a whole other topic.
Right. But DC was like, great takedown. I was like, what? Terrible takedown.
That's all Chandler throws.
Yeah. Anyway, so Rebus did a nice job. Nice win.
Yeah, I actually enjoyed that fight, even though she wouldn't stand up like I wanted her to. I mean, guess at the end of the day, I'm not the one in there fighting.
I mean, the scorecards look great for her, so I mean, she did the job. But I think she could have finished her if they stayed up.
Yeah, I think probably in the second round she could have got the job done if she would have just stuck to her striking.
Right.
I was definitely entertained though. That was a good fight
for a girl fight too. It was good.
Yeah.
And she's cute, Rebus. Good personality.
Yeah.
All right, next up,
can't deny that.
This guy's just like Gary Duplessis. He's calling all these shots. Couldn't finish Darren Till the end. Fights Brunson, who is supposed to be able to wrestle.
Right? Holy shit! That's all I can say about that fight.
Duplessis has no gas tank.
It was terrible.
0.
Excuse me. It was honestly terrible, and I'm surprised that he got the finish over Brunson.
Brunson quit.
Yeah, his corner threw in the towel the second time in a row.
He quit. He let those 2 punches land at the end. And why is Brunson not wrestling?
Well, dude, I don't know, but I guess I'll call you out. We were texting before the fights were starting. We were messaging each other, and I told you, I said Brunson has no chin. And you said Duplessis had no gas tank. Dude, we were both right.
We're both right.
Yeah, we were both right.
Brunson has no brains because
Oh
Duplessis
my
is so
God.
tired. Just take him down and hold him down. Instead, he stays up.
Yeah, and there was fucking 2 more seconds in that round. He could have just rode that out.
The whole
And in the other round, and
he
and
didn't
in
even
round
close his
3,
guard.
I know it was. I didn't even know what I was watching, and I will go ahead and say that they both looked like shit. Both of them looked like shit.
Yo, Duplessis talking about doing a main event. There's no way he can go 5 rounds.
No, he can't even go 3, dude.
He can't even go 1.5.
No, dude.
Till and Brunson are 2 of the most faded dudes there are.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you and say I wasn't entertained. I was 100% entertained.
He is entertaining.
That was shit. That was shit fighting. That was horrible to watch.
Reminded me of Costa versus Rockhold a bit.
Yeah, dude. See, I was entertained there, but that was shit fighting. Like,
and I'm cool with entertainment though, bro.
Yeah.
Like when Colby has to stand up with Usman and it's ugly, it's fun.
Definitely, but can't be the champ that way.
Yeah, I'd love to see him in a 5-round main event. He might just get pushed over.
He might just take a nap.
Right? Next up, Cody, Trevin Jones.
I was so disappointed.
In who?
Well, I guess I was expecting the fight to be more. I mean, Cody fought a smart fight. Definitely fought a smart fight. But that's not the let me try to find the right way to say this.
The warrior that he
that's not the Cody we're used to. Someone who goes out there and puts it all out on the line. He just didn't do that this time. But
he's trying to stay conscious.
Yeah, a win is a win.
But it's not. But I'm going to disagree with you. It's not a win as a win because if he fights like this, he wins. But me and you are disappointed.
Yeah, and I was very disappointed. I was really expecting a knockout.
Well, Trevin only landed 8 punches to start the fight. So if he lands 16 punches, he probably wins and knocks him out. Instead, he lands 8.
Yeah, and didn't Trevin come in on 3 weeks' notice? So that might have a little bit to do with it. But
it's just, the last round he finally went after him, and he had I thought he had him in trouble. Do it earlier, and I think he's okay. But I really think that Cody should sue TJ Dillashaw. I feel like TJ changed his whole career because that juice he was on affected his later career because the way he fought.
Yeah. Are you saying like it affected Cody? Like
kind of like Margarito versus Cotto when he wrapped his gloves and
I got you.
Like TJ was so EPO'd up that when he knocks him out, like he's so much stronger. It's like it's not fair.
Yeah, I got you. Man, yeah, because Cody's chin is gone. Are you saying like you think Dillashaw is to blame for that?
Yes.
I mean, you might be onto something.
You
might be onto something.
His EPO was through the roof. And Cody, that's when Cody was fighting like Cody. So.
Yeah, and then Cody's last fight with Kai France, that was his last fight, right?
He get knocked out 4 times in a row?
Yeah, pretty much. So, and he was in there. I don't want to say looking for the knockout, but he kind of let his hands fly a little more in that fight, and it just seemed like he didn't want to get caught with anything in this fight.
Right, but it's not that hard to drag Cody into a firefight. He has to go if you make him.
Right.
And
But
Giles,
Trevin didn't make him.
yeah, and it's annoying.
Yeah,
But,
I was disappointed in that fight. I'm glad to see Cody
like,
get the win, but
I mean, he has no chin like Weidman. Like, if he gets dusted, like, he's going down.
like Dominic Reyes.
Exactly. So, all right, main card time. We see how fast we blaze through at 30. We could probably, we'll get through pretty quick. We got Bo Nickel.
I was impressed. So impressed.
So what I'm impressed about is how he was able to like figure out how to fix his moves while he's holding the man down.
Yeah. I did. I hate to be like one of those people that keep bringing this up, but did you see the nut shot?
Nut shot? Yeah, I didn't see it.
You didn't see it?
No.
Okay. Well, at the beginning of the first round, when they first clinch up, he throws a knee, I think, and I'll send it to you, and it hits him right in the nuts. And then from there, he goes to the takedown. And I still need to rewatch it. But I feel like that helped Bo a lot. I'm not saying it was intentional or anything, but I feel like that definitely played in his favor.
That's not going any other direction. But my issue with Bo is he's fighting like Chimaev, meaning no damage inflicted.
It's not super entertaining.
Like, usually, all right, we'll get to Jones in a minute. John, what's so impressive about what John did to Cyril is he submitted a heavyweight before he put any damage on it. Heavyweight should get out of that. So
Yeah.
Bo and Chimaev, they just want to get in and out. Right?
Yeah, you're right. I mean, I don't know. I was impressed. I was super hyped up. I was all jumping up and like screaming and shit. So I can't say that it's not exciting, but I mean, I guess I would like to see more damage done. I would like to see more of a fight, if you know what I mean.
I mean, it's all in due time, and Bo was a really good finisher as a wrestler. Like he's a finisher, right? But we haven't seen if he likes to get punched yet. Like Max likes to get punched.
Yeah, we don't know how this guy's chin looks at all.
Even Khabib allowed Conor to hit, like got into the pocket. Like Chimaev doesn't want to be in the pocket. Bo has yet to be punched. Like, so we don't know yet. And then we're about to, in 2 fights, we're going to talk about what I'm really excited about. But next we got Gamrot versus Turner. Yo, Gamrot looks so small.
Such a boring ass fight. And
right?
I'm sorry, but man, like this guy is a boring ass fighter.
Right?
Gamrot is boring as hell. I hate to say this and I hate to sound like I know what I'm talking about or whatever, but from a fan's perspective, that was boring. Yeah. And most of his fights are boring.
Yeah. He's not doing a lot of damage. He wants to wrestle.
Right, exactly.
Like, and know who's fixed that? Curtis Blades has fixed that. That's what he used to do. Bader does that. Like, I want you, if you go down, I want you to do damage or finish.
Yeah, throw some elbows, throw something like.
Yeah.
But what, he got the split decision?
Yeah, and he didn't even really have turn on the ground. Like, yeah, this guy's not, again, there's no future champion there either, in my opinion.
No, and real quick, like something I always do is rewatch the whole fight card. I usually watch it on Monday or Tuesday, so I'm probably gonna watch it tonight. and I just get like a different perspective. So I try to go into it with as little bias as possible.
Right.
But that being said, at the time, I had Jalen Turner winning that fight.
Right.
I guess.
But
I guess it sounds like maybe you did too.
I mean, but it's one of those things where when people get crazy about robberies, it could go either way. Neither guy did anything to be like, this is a robbery. Like, you left it in the judge's hands, is what you get.
It was just a boring ass fight. I mean,
like,
and that's what happens when you put on a boring fight. You get
like Gamrot didn't use what he does well, and Turner has massive length, and he didn't use that. So, whatever.
Yeah, I had Jalen Turner going in there and getting the job done, and it was just slow from the beginning to end.
Yeah, it was slow. Yeah, not good. But this next one I'm really excited about. So, first of all, this dude must be related to Genghis Khan. Right?
You're talking Shavkat, right?
Of course.
Man, that was the most entertaining fight of the whole night, right there.
Now, and this is why I'm in love with it. Ready? There's Islam, there's Chimaev, there's Gamrots. This guy's in those classes, right? But this guy,
he has a chance to break out of that, if you know what I mean.
Because he wants to go to war.
Right. Yeah, I like it.
Like Jeff Neal is no slouch on his feet. Jeff Neal hit him with some bombs.
No, Jeff Neal, yeah, he was landing. Especially early on into the fight, Jeff Neal was landing.
And don't tell me that he couldn't take, he did this because he couldn't get Neal. I know Neal's takedown defense is 80-some%, but he wanted to bang. I'm going to put on a show.
Yeah, that was a badass fight.
He didn't look like Chimaev when Chimaev was getting hit by Burns and not liking it. It looked like he was like, yeah, let's do this.
No, he's game for sure.
And I think Neal's better than Burns. Like, Neal is legit.
Yeah, see, that's the thing too. I was just about to say that. I think Jeff Neal is better than I think Jeff Neal. Wait, you said Jeff Neal is better than Burns?
Striking wise, way better.
Yeah, I think Jeff Neal, as far as his striking goes, I mean, put him against anybody in the top 5, and I think his striking is pretty up there. But dude, Shavkat was game. He was taking those shots like they were nothing, and that was such a good fight.
Yeah.
So, who's next for that guy? Everyone keeps saying Colby, but I think we could get more entertaining fights somewhere else, if you know what I'm like.
Yeah, Colby has no power. I don't need to see Colby. Plus,
Colby's a wrestler.
I think this guy kills Colby because this guy can punch.
Yeah, I think Colby takes one of those shots and it might be over for him.
And this guy's huge.
Yeah. He probably walks around at about 210 from I've never heard what he actually walks around at, but from what I can see, he looks like a big fucking dude.
But the most important part is he put on a show. Yeah, that choke was crazy. Kind of hooked the guy's leg and then that choke was pretty dope.
It wasn't even I guess you could say proper choke. It was, but he got it in there and he got the fucking job done.
Yeah. I was really impressed because I'm becoming a real hater of Chimaev.
Really? That's interesting.
Yeah,
you'll have to tell me why.
Well, when you say I'm going to smash Kevin Holland and then you don't punch him, I don't like that. When you come in 18 pounds away, I don't like that. When you call out Whitaker, but then you have Ramadan.
All good points.
And I don't think he wants to bang. This dude wants to bang. I love fighters that know, like Chandler, for instance, grew on me because he wants to fight. Like,
yeah, but there's a fine line between like, I don't know. I feel like, go ahead, say what you were about to say.
Not with Kevin Holland, because Kevin Holland is such a bad matchup for himself versus Chimaev. He could have done some damage to the man that he said he was going to do, because he could beat Holland in almost every aspect. So don't tell me that thin line. Like, yes, with Jones and Gane, big guy down, get in and get out, boom. But Chimaev's talking all this nonsense and lands one punch, and no punches, and he could do whatever he wants to Kevin Holland. John Jones out-wrestled Daniel Cormier. Dudes that are really great beat you at your own game and be like, yo, I'm going to do this to you. He don't want to bang.
Okay. All right. I see that. I mean, that all makes sense. Definitely good.
I don't think he likes getting hit.
What about him and Gilbert, though? I know we're getting off on a tangent, but him and Gilbert, they fucking scrapped it out.
But he had to.
That's true. Nobody else except for Burns has made him have to sit there and fucking bang it out.
And I don't think he enjoyed that. Like, you could tell Shavkat enjoyed that shit.
Yeah, he just kept coming.
And he
his body language stayed the same. He didn't change. He just kept fighting.
And he liked it.
Yeah.
Yo, so that's my new guy. I like him. And he's like Mongolian looking. He's dope.
All right.
We got two more and then we got to go. Grasso, Shevchenko. Now, I don't get excited about a lot of these female fights.
Alexa Grasso.
But I got to start doing this. You try to remind me if you could. Yo, always remind me to put some money on a Mexican fighter.
That's right.
Yo, Mexicans.
I'll remind you every time from now on.
They must not allow people that don't fight like Mexicans to fight, because all Mexicans are game. Yo, if you're a plus 600 dog as a Mexican, put some money on the Mexican, because those motherfuckers, it's a fight. They're coming to fight.
You're exactly right. And I'm going to put it this way. Have you ever met anybody besides me from Texas?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I'm willing to bet that they have that same mentality. They're not going to fucking quit no matter what's thrown at them, no matter what's going on. They're just tough motherfuckers.
And they're going to, if they lose, they still bang. Like, it's not going to be like the French guy. It's going to be a fight.
Exactly. So that's what I was going to say. You've got Texans, and then you go further down south, and you've got Mexicans. And Mexicans are the toughest fucking people on this planet. I'll say that with confidence right now.
I do like Mexicans. Now, I like them a lot better than the Canadians, by the way.
Did you say Canadians?
I did.
Well, I don't know many Canadians, but they seem pretty chill.
Yo, I know Mexico. If Mexico's going to get invaded, they'll try to fight themselves, probably. Not going to call for help first. Like, they're going to try to bang out. You know what I'm saying? Like,
no, you're right.
They're tough. They don't speak French down there too, because France still has some say. Get the fuck out of here, this French. And Canada's always talking shit about us. Mexico's always pretty cool. They send the drugs up, and then they're like, "Yo, sorry."
You said sorry.
And if you want to get deeper, Mexicans by their third generation in America usually are like have set their kid up into the same cycle of a regular, like a already been here kind of cat.
Yeah. So I grew up in South Texas. And for anybody listening, if you know where Corpus Christi is, that's where I grew up.
Is that by Waco?
It's a few hours south of Waco. But I live on the Texas coast, or I grew up on the Texas coast. So I grew up around Mexicans all my life. And I have to say, those are some of the the toughest fucking people I have ever met.
And they all got hands.
That's right. They all do. You will not meet one that don't.
Yo, you could fight a little dude in the bathroom. We had some Spanish. Yo, they all got hands.
That's right. And I'm so proud that we've got 3 Mexican champions right now. I'm so proud. Like, I'm so fucking happy about that.
Yo, if Texas leaves the union, though, I'm not sending no aid to you if you get hit by a hurricane. I'm letting you know right now.
Oh man, come on. I lived through Hurricane Harvey.
Don't leave. Yeah, but my governor, who I hate, had to get on Ted Cruz about that because y'all didn't want to send money for Sandy. And then when you got hit, Ted Cruz is crying like a bitch. And my stupid fat governor was like, where are you at now, Teddy, you little bitch? But anyway.
Well, I don't talk about politics much, but I will say this. That makes sense because it's not your shit to worry about.
What's that?
Well, not sending any aid to Texas. That's not your fucking state.
Yeah, but I'm an American, bro. If you guys have something going on, I don't mind. Like, we send our state troopers down there. Like, it's America. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I don't keep up with politics or whatever, but I guess I kind of got what you were saying for a second there.
and Texas, they do contribute. Some of those states just take. Texas, we got to keep around, you know? All right, so let's get to the main fight. Now, somebody asked me on Twitter how I think it would go. I said this is how it's going to go. John Jones is a sociopath. He's going to look across the ring at this French dude and scare him first and then just beat him. And pretty much that's exactly how that went.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I was rooting for Cyril Gane just because I'm really not a John Jones fan. But I have to say, after this fight, and like I'm becoming more of a John Jones fan. And I've always like his fighting, don't get me wrong. He's the greatest fighter to ever do it. But like outside of that, outside of fighting, I've never really like respected the guy or the things he's done or anything like that. But I have to say, after this weekend, watching him do what he did to Cyril Gane, I'm a fan.
I mean, he's an awful human being, man.
Yeah, but you're right. But I kind of convinced myself that like it is what it is. The dude's a fucking phenomenal fighter. He's so good.
Correct.
So I can't not be a fan.
I didn't see this, but I heard he sat down next to Gane and was like telling Gane all the things he doesn't do well in the octagon. And I think it got into Gane's head too.
Really? I haven't heard anything about that.
Because, yo, as dumb as Jones is outside of the octagon, he's as smart as he is inside.
Yeah.
Dude he's a genius. He knew this was an easy matchup for him. Like, he knew. And so is Francis. People these little kids on Twitter, oh, Francis will knock him out. He'll see Francis's punches coming from miles away. He out-wrestled Cormier. That says something. He can out-wrestle anybody. Okay?
Yeah, his fight IQ is off the charts. It's insane. We've never seen anyone as good as John Jones.
Because he's a sociopath. Because in his mind, he must study to be more evil.
Yeah, you might be onto something, dude.
Yeah.
You might be onto something.
So, I mean, when he got the first choke in, and then Gane kind of got out, I'm like, John's like, I got 7 more chokes, bro.
Yeah, I was so impressed. I think there is something, and like I said, I haven't heard anything about what you were saying about how he sat down next to Gane and told him everything he was bad at.
Mm-hmm.
But I could tell, like in the walkouts, Cyril did not look as confident as he normally does. When they were standing across from each other in the cage, Cyril just did not have that confidence that we normally see.
Well, how is he going to win? He's a point fighter. You're not going to outpoint John Jones. He only sat down on his punches versus Tuivasa when he had him hurt.
Yeah, and Tuivasa almost had him finished too. So maybe I was holding on to too much hope for Ciryl Gane to win. But that being said, John Jones has turned me into a fan for sure.
Also, some of these idiots online were like, they kept showing highlights of him not being able to take Reyes down. And they're like, he lost his wrestling, right? Yo, that's the last thing you would lose is your wrestling.
Yeah, that and like I said before, I don't like train or anything, but like from what I can tell, that's most people's base. That's most of the greats, that's their base as wrestling. So that, like you said, that probably would be the last thing you lose.
Right. Yo, because people just got hung up on that bullshit, man. And it's like, dude, like, I don't know. Like, whatever. Like, I think Curtis Blades would be the biggest issue for him.
He would still make that look easy, I feel like.
So Blades I hated for years. But he has improved with finishing from the ground and his stand up. So I do think that's the most dangerous matchup.
Yeah, I even feel like Stipe is probably going to be an easy fight for him.
It will be, but Blades, if we wait a couple more fights, will be easier for Jones once his stand up is okay at that size. He's got to adjust to that.
Yeah.
Because Blades will be hard to out-wrestle. He'll just out-wrestle Stipe as well.
It'll still be fun to see. I mean, like I said before, I had pretty much all of my confidence on Ciryl Gane. But
why?
John Jones turned to me because I don't like John Jones. That's my personal that's my personal bias coming into it.
You got to take that out.
I know. Well, that's why I go back and rewatch fights.
I mean, like how did you see Gane winning that fight?
It was more just, well, his striking. The dude has good striking.
When has John Jones been like struck a lot?
Everything you're saying, dude, I have no argument for. It was probably more just holding on to hope that John would lose.
And don't forget this. He's French.
What does everybody keep saying that for? You've got to enlighten me about the French.
A French and sometimes European fighters, except for like Tyson Fury, they'll live to fight another day, where a Mexican will fight to the death, Americans will fight to the death. A lot of times the French or like the European heavyweight fighters in boxing, they'll just throw the towel. And
okay, I got you.
Yeah, and the French are notorious for this. So I don't put my money. Like, what about when Francis would engage Derek Lewis?
I mean,
what about that?
Yeah, that's a good point. It didn't happen.
That's because he was French.
Wait, holy shit! Francis is French? No, yeah, he's not.
Yes, he is. He's Cameroonian French.
Oh, dude, you're making me sound like more and more of a casual the more we talk. I thought he was African. He's African, right?
Well, they dropped him off in the desert 5 times. But then he's a refugee to France. He fights under the French flag.
Oh, okay, I got you. Well, it shows what I know.
Well, and now you know why he didn't engage Derek Lewis. I mean, look how safe Gane fought Lewis. He didn't fight Tuivasa like that.
That's true, yeah.
So, anyway, well, John Jones, what about all the Jesus talk afterwards? Like that can't be real, right?
Man, I don't know. I struggle with that. I'm very religious, so like it's really nice to hear all of that. but it's not nice to hear all of that if you're going out there and like doing cocaine and like running over pregnant ladies and shit and acting the way that John Jones has acted in the past. But at the same time, like as religious as I am, um, I understand that everybody makes mistakes. Everyone goes through their own like personal things. Um, and he's right. Like, he's not past the point of forgiveness in the Lord's eyes, if you know what I mean.
Wow.
So, and it depends on like what your religious perspective is or whatever, if you're religious or not. But that one's kind of a tough one for me.
Well, we'll see.
So, like, if he would have said all of that, and then the next few hours or whatever would have went out and acted a fool, then I would have been like, okay, there, I have an issue with that.
Yeah, and I don't remember him saying all that stuff before, but you can't trust Jones. But I did like that his brothers were in the ring. I feel like they don't always show up, meaning that maybe he's kind of being normal.
Yeah, and you know, as a Christian, you're never like past the point of forgiveness. As long as you still believe and you're still trying to live right. Everyone makes mistakes. Some people make mistakes that are worse than the next guy's mistakes. That's just my opinion on it, but I guess we'll see. Hopefully he doesn't go out and do cocaine and act a fool again.
Wow. I mean, I don't know. We'll see about that. But anyway, all right, man. Let's end the show now. It's a Monday night show. I don't usually do this. So I have my ghost pepper chips over there, my lemon water, and we got the show in recap with Cap.
There you go. I appreciate you having me.
All right, man. I'll see you next time. Maybe we'll do something on the weekend.
All right. I appreciate it. You have a good night, man.
Later, man.